Good morning, everyone. Rage! I am honestly a little annoyed. I literally checked this morning, saw that they had no update, so I figured, okay, I guess I just won't have most of the matches today. So I guess we missed one of the matches or whatever. We'll cover what we can of the rest. Twitch says I am offline. I am going to go and assume that I am not offline, whatever Twitch might say. Okay, now I'm online. Alright, so they're starting pretty close to each other here. It is game number 1. Full of Hope here in the blue as the Hindustanis to the west, and to the east in the green as the Bengalis. It will be hers. Should be a decent set. Like a range opening, and Turs is attempting to go for a Ratha build. And looks like this might be successful. Surfing session. Not very well balanced, rip. Where are you surfing in Bavaria? Okay, so a couple scorpions over there. No castle as of yet, although you are defending yourself as Turs, but he's still down 4 bills. And here's the castle. Techno Surfing Park. I have no idea what that is. Well, this is still pretty scary. Nice hit there for Hope. Redemption coming in. Oh. 2 Mangonels to 1. Hope is still on 3 TCs despite losing the first one. 62 Vils to 48 as we have arrived at real time. A surfing river. Don't really associate rivers with surfing. Well, the tanky Bengali monks can at least better resist the skirmishers. Think of, like, California and Hawaii and Australia and South Africa.
Namaste. Adish.
Well, skirms are going to do a decent job of shooing away the Pratha, which as of right now have no upgrades. No conversion there. I mean, we're still looking at 3 Mangonels to 2 in favor of the defender, which is not often the case, and is going to be a nice plus there for Hope. Keep head to survive? Well, the aqua dynamics of fat people, the more we learn. All I know is I've been trying to do some swimming recently, just before the frickin' pool closes. And, the fat I have in my belly does not translate to me floating well at all. Anyway, very good defense so far here for Hope. I mean, obviously the converted skirms mean very little. As long as the Mangonels are staying safe, you're able to keep all these units at bay. That said, there isn't really anything here that comes for a counterattack, which is the only scary thing. Oh, is it going to be converted? Nope. Does Hope have devotion? Nope. Wow. Getting some not instas. So this just does not feel good enough at all. Turs is slightly ahead in the resources destroyed, but he's so far behind in economy. Also, it feels like Hindustanis and Bengalis are in every single set. Well, that's going to be a splat, and everything's getting cleaned up right there, so that's a very good fight for Mr. Hamsters. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, Spaghetti Mr. Yo. I mean, another TC here to the far east of the map. He's expanding everywhere, but you still don't have anything that stops this army. I mean, in theory, a bunch of camels would be nice, but it's hard to get enough camels that won't just get converted by monks. Whoa, whoa, whoa. There's the market, there's the stable, there's the blacksmith. Well, all that is now converted. That's certainly a bit annoying. And the scores are getting very close. As Turs is just taking more and more efficient fights. You're out of mangonels, you're out of monks, and you're really not with that many skirmishers left either. Uh-oh, Turs has the score lead. Strong beliefs? Well, what blacksmith doesn't, man? Hello, Boom. Oh boy, just now getting double bit XGs. All the resources in the world can't help you if you just can't develop a good army. I checked this morning. I checked the Discord at like 13 GMT, an hour before the first set was supposed to be scheduled. And there was nothing. There was only the one set scheduled today. So I'm like, well, I guess that they just couldn't schedule the matches in time. And then I went back to bed for a couple hours. Anyway, these Ratha, getting that bonus damage versus the skirmishers as well as the trample damage is a really nice combo for them. I know, it's all Robo's fault. Okay, so we have a Ghulam coming up. Turs is going to come in with castle number 2 here in just a moment. Hello, Aragorn. Against Rathas? Well, the skirmishers at the start were doing fine, but once the mangonels went down, there was nothing to stop the Ratha from just charging into them. Ratha? Yeah, they do. Camels are the unit you want here. Camels are very good against Rathas. You need everyone's favorite Latina pop artist, Camila Camello. Alright, Hope does click up to Imp. Or will, there we go. At this TC, which should be fairly safe. Although I prefer this TC, just in case. In monks? Yeah, basically. Yep. Camel Skyrim is generally what you're going to be looking for. And yet, I still don't see that actual transition to the camels happening. Like, yeah, sure, you can get to Imperial Age, but I don't think you can just work it with a few skirmishers with imp upgrades. It feels like your win condition here is just getting to heavy camel. And clearly, Hope thinks differently than I do. Not that that's necessarily a bad thing, considering I am big noob. But you have gold income. Okay, no, he's getting some cav upgrades. Always skirms, that is true. Now getting the gold mining upgrade. Okay, no, he's making... Then why did he build all the freaking archery ranges? Oh my goodness. Oh, I guess he's on 136 vills. So I guess he can kind of go for both. Okay, there we go, Hope. Alright, another TC. I mean, Hope has just been expanding all over the map, trying to buy as much time as possible. And this still might end up working out for him. Another castle here to the east for Turs. 82 vills is pretty good, but I think that the imp difference is probably going to be too significant. Yeah, you have no reason to go hand cannons here. Just go skirms. Don't know if I'm a big fan of this, but Hindustani camels are very good. This might nominally be a slightly more efficient fight for green, but I think with the vastly superior eco of Hope, and he's actually going to win the fight with the reinforcements anyway. So yes, that castle's still probably going to go up, but Imp is in. And Turris has lost most of his army lead. 1,000 score lead now for Hope. And this is honestly just solid game number 1. Yeah, just bloodlines. And husbandry. All you need. Hindustani camels, ladies and gentlemen. They're going to try and come in with a castle over there to the back. I don't know why he's getting light cav. Squires? Huh? Okay, there seems to be a bit of indecision happening here. Yeah, I guess 100% tech tree play. But Turs isn't giving up. I mean, it's 155 vills right now for Hope. And he's still making more, which obviously isn't great. Ring archer armor coming in as well, so he's at least getting more skirmisher upgrades, but the Gulams, I don't get. The light cav, I mean, the light cav are good against the mugs, but you don't really, I guess, have enough food income to go for it, but he's adding in a lot of farms. Siding army comps? I think it's that you get into these situations where you just aren't quite comfortable with your unit transitions. And you don't really know what to make. And it takes a lot of experience and practice to really become more confident, I think, in just saying, okay, this is what I'm going to go for. And I'm going to go for it at this particular moment as a response to this unit. That just takes practice. And not just, like, spamming Arabia ladder, right? That's about getting into all of these different weird situations. Anyway, that's a terrible fight for Hope. Siege elephants are going to try and go after some of the castles, and that TC is going to get some value. Okay, there's heavy camel coming in. But in theory, the Ratha here... Ratha versus Skirm is such a weird matchup because the two units are good against each other. I don't know why he stopped making the camels. I think that going for the skirms is okay since you're on 130 villagers at the time. But... yeah, camels really should be the priority. Still, I think Hope should have this. He's ahead by like 3,000 score. That castle ain't happening. It's getting trebbed in the first place. That's a converted armored elephant, though, which is a bit awkward. Nevertheless, you have a lot of food income at this point now as Hope. And Camels will even help tear down that castle, and once that castle's down, Ratha production will stop, and without Rathas, you really don't have a snowball's chance of winning this game. Yes, I was happy to see that my my Reddit post, like someone asked what the most satisfying army or satisfying units or something in AoE 2 is, and I said it's when my blob of skirmishers beats the enemy blob of skirmishers, because my blob of skirmishers is better, or something like that. I'm glad people appreciated my my sense of what is fun and enjoyable in AoE 2. Well, Morville's getting butchered there. Turs, I don't really see it. Indeed, he will tap out. Bit of a weird one. We did have to speed through the starting parts of it, but at least it was entertaining. Why even play it? Oh, you don't even need a skirm bonus, man. Hindustanis don't have a skirm bonus. And that was Hope's post-made unit. That's the point, is that even if your Civ has bad skirms, skirms are the best unit. Alright. Looks like Fortified Clearing is going to be game number 2. Shoot on skirms? Yeah. We do see Franken-Burmese skirms. With Lithuania and Vietnam, that's true. Frank skirms? Sometimes you actually do need Frank skirms. Alright, I just realized, is this the Temu version of ACCM versus running? Oh, that feels a little mean. But it's just like, this tournament, all it feels like is just ACCM versus running, and now it was, Hope versus Turs. Console skirm play? Oh, he was. Perk skirms in it? Sometimes it's what you need. Alright, 45 clearing is going to be the next one. And we will be getting in there in just a moment. Then I'm going to take a bit of a break so I can go get myself some breakfast. ACCM Viper should be a very good series, in fact. It usually is. Oh my goodness, guys. Look at this. Look at that. It is just so tough being a corgi. Ugh. All right, guys, game number 2. It will be Turs in the green as the Poles to the west, and Hope in the blue as the Tatars to the east. Interesting matchup here for sure. Have to be so cool? It does seem pretty Catholic chanty. Yeah, Pole's a very common pick on this map these days, but we still haven't really seen this one go late. It's always been just tower rushing. So I'm curious to see how this one's going to play out. Otters, I think, can work versus Poles in late game, but we'll have to see. One sec, guys. I'm back. I'm back. Back. Oh, jeez, did I panic everybody? I did. I got my oatmeal. I have oatmeal like every day. Oh, it looks like Turs lost to Vil. But so did Hope. I guess it all evens up. AI Ornlu. Like an AI could recreate all the intricacies and idiosyncrasies that is the Ornlu stream. Versus Tadar CA? The thing is, full eco should be enough to just overwhelm Tadars. That said, Tadar HCA are going to be a very, very, very strong late game option. Tadars also having fully upgraded camels is great. Their Hussars can at least semi-challenge the pole Hussars, especially if there's that CA meat shield behind them. So yeah, it could totally work. But we'll have to see if Hope can survive there. Average 1,000 viewers minimum? I don't know about that. What could AI Ornlu do that I could not do? You're routing for Turs? What are you, his GPS? Be funny? Oh! Oh. Ripperino. In my eco tier list? It should have been Cubans. Humans, probably then Poles, then Burgundians, then Khmer, then I don't remember what I put at 5, maybe Vikings. Yes, it is rooting Hightower. I'm just being a goofball. I was being funny. You see? That's called being funny. Anyway, green is still only on the 1 TC, so I'm a little curious as to what's up here for Turs. The concept of fun, oof. It seems rude, oh no. I'm a very rude streamer. Informed and hyped, ooh. But then, how is it like me at all? Streaming? I hope not. Haven't I? Seriously? AT West. Alright. Third TC coming in, so at least the third TC is coming in a little bit faster here for Turs, but Hope is doing just fine. Honestly, those super over-the-top Zoomer reaction streamers could probably create an AI of themselves just with their, you know, oh my god, that's crazy! And just, like, recycle all of the variations of those lines, and it could probably work. Oh, that's so mean, Folder. T-West was just doing sponsored content. Well, remember, it's basically a 25% increase, right? Going from 8% to 10%. So yeah, polls should be just probably number 2 eco in the game, behind humans again. The Zucchini Massacre, oh no. But Ketons will have pulls? Yeah, I'd say so. Because Ketons definitely still have a top 10 eco. But if you think about it, like, they kind of have now a similar bonus to Poles and Khmer, and Khmer and Poles both have a secondary eco bonus, with the not needing to build buildings to age up for Khmer, and then the stone bonus for Poles. Anyway, 2 relics in for Turs, 1 in for Hope, and 3 TCs for each. Wait, what? And I killed it with the potato peeler. Oh. The Corgi was on his back right now. But we have moved and are now blinking and a little bit interested, perhaps, in an oatmeal bowl. Oh, does he only have the male Vills on stone? Yes, he does. AI Ornlu was a wolf VTuber? Oh dear. Oh no, we're not going pole CA, are we? Oh no. Yeah, female Vills don't get gold, only the male Vills do. Rampant sexism in AoE. Still, the camels here can help out as well. Alien? What? Oh my goodness. Whoa! That's quite the ambitious stone wall. Especially when there's a TC already coming up on the outside. Hers is ahead though, and he's on his way up to imp a bit faster as well. I mean, everything here is just faster thanks to the pole eco. Again, militarily, Tatars have some great options against poles, but there is still going to be that big old issue of the eco disadvantage. This design bonus. It will be bad. Camels are still doing work here, guys. Here's the thing, guys. Poles are one of the only civs in AoE to not have halb, not have camels, and not have a bonus for pikemen. There's only 2 civs like that. The other one's Italians. And Italians have Genoese crossbowmen. Wild animals. Oh, so he did. Rip. What is the worst designed bonus in the game? Ooh, that's a great question. Probably the Cuban TC bonus. Alright, castle coming up over here. It's still just camels for now, so you're gonna need to start to mix in either pikemen or at least some obuki. Late game missing things? Exactly. Yeah, I mean, Leverage Revolution is the worst designed thing in Age of Empires, but that's a unique tech and not a bonus. Kind of stressful? Yeah, geez, I wonder why. Still, I mean, playing poles just to go into cav archers, it feels really underwhelming. I don't know. Heavy camels coming in. And again, like, the eco's still very good. You're getting stone walls up here on the south side. Do against poles? I mean, they are still good against cavalry, technically. Very technically. Ram Pike, that is another option. Note that all of these things don't involve going for pole HCA against one of the best HCA civs in the game. I guess the monk's gonna go down. It's 4 relics to 3 in favor of green. I mean, 3,000 resources lead is not insignificant, and Turs can still win this game, but, like, I thought it would be... I guess the camel opening is really annoying to deal with, right? But maybe I would just open literally pikemen and go into Schlachta privileges, but I can understand why that would be unappealing. Maybe just open Schlachta anyway, and then switch over into Obuki. Well, all that stuff was killed, and there's the pikeman upgrade coming in. You unironically like the Cumin 2 TC? It's okay to be wrong sometimes, Vine Smash. It happens to everybody. Yep! Alright. Light Parting Armor coming in is obviously going to be giganto-enormous. Remember, the pole cav archers miss ring archer armor and Parthian tactics, so they have very little armor. Not that that matters too much against camels, but as soon as the Totters player Hope starts to add in his own CA, they're going to get obliterated by them. And of course, you do have bombard cannons. That is one of the things the poles have that Totters don't. But still no HCA even. This just feels so underwhelming, guys. It's not like camels are the best unit against villagers, but if you have all the if you have even +2 defense, they only take 1 damage. Is it that? I mean, it's way too swingy. I still think you can take the idea of it and just turn the QTC into a unique building. That's like cheaper, weaker, and produces vills at half the speed, so it's a little bit more balanced in the sense of it's less difficult to get going, and it's also less of a reward. Because right now it's too literally boom or bust, and I think that's just the biggest issue with it. Anyway, Cav Archer switch should be incoming. You get Parthian Tactics and Thumb Ring for free, which is nice for the transition, but obviously you're just going to need something to help kill Pikeman. Hope is still doing fine, though. Are there only 7 relics on this version of the map? I know T90's version had 9. Yeah, we don't normally associate Tatars with closed maps. They're much more of an open map civ. But, like, they still have a good late game. Those camels are going down. Res Destroyed are definitely in favor of Hope. Yeah, Tatars do have hand cannoneers, but I don't think you need to go for hand cannons here. I think the CA would do just fine. Especially with free Parthian Tactics to get some extra bonus damage right off the bat. A lot of gold on this map, remember, so losing some camels isn't the end of the world. You can see Turs has so much gold banked up that he can't really spend on anything useful because Poles don't really spend their gold all that well. Works in mysterious ways. So it does. Okay, there's HCA coming in. And to be fair, Green was still mining some resources on the side. Now, of course, could be the time for Bombard Towers for both of these civs. Have access to Bombard Towers? Yeah, Chinese. Chinese are, were, at least back in the day, they're the only civ that had Bombard Towers, but no other gunpowder units. And now they don't even have Cannon Galleons, so it's literally just Bombard Towers. Alright, HCA coming in now for Hope. Design an eco-unique unit? I don't think you could. Not that would come out of the castle. It'd either be way too OP or useless. And it would probably be useless. And such... Oh, yeah, that is true. But those aren't real gunpowder units. They don't require chemistry. I don't know, guys. Which civ do you think has the better heavy cav archers? Tatars or Poles? You mean Silk Armor? No. That will likely be next on the agenda. Some random units over there getting taken down. Oh, nice snag though from Turs. I don't know, guys. We're already at 4 more Pierce Armor for the Cav Archers here. Nice snag there. Wait, there's a hole here, I think. I have never tested that. It, I guess, could be possible. I don't know if they're technically deal pierce damage or melee damage because it ignores armor. Got guilds coming in. I mean, Hope is even ahead in resources right now. Res Destroyed are very similar because of all the camels that have gone down. But it still should be completely fine here for Hope. I would feel a little bit more comfortable if he was pushing out of his base, though, with something other than 14 camels here. Bombard Towers with no keeps? That is correct. Tatars have fortified wall, though. Malay, and so do Armenians. Malay are the only civ that get Bombard Towers, but no fortified walls. Hope is a castle over there, and at least he's now getting conscription. Trap rotation. Silk Armor is going to be the next big tech you want to pick up, though. That might even be queued up right after this. Edram is going to be big as well, of course. And the Cavalier production has started, but the thing is, it's a high gold map. And Poles actually prefer low gold scenarios because they don't have anything to really spend a ton of gold on that's really good. I mean, really, your best bet is basically just Siege and Cav Archers, which isn't that great. Okay, I don't know why we're running a bunch of camels over here, though. That could easily be used on the front lines to greater effect. I don't know if I like the Step Lancers. I'd rather see that gold spent on camels. Castle up over here. Huh? At least get Silk Armor now, then. Because Tatar's Step Lancers are very good. 7 Pierce Armor, remember. Same as a Paladin. That's Timorid Siegecraft. But he doesn't have any trebuchets. Alright, here we go. 8.6k army value here for Mr. Hamsters. Still, this should be a better army for Hope, I think. I mean, it should be. Siege Rams certainly help out. And yet, Turris isn't taking that bad of an engagement. Yeah, Silk Armor would be really nice for those Step Lancers. But I guess now he's back to making camels, so I'm really kind of confused in the first place. Now going to start to focus down the CA with his own CA and the camels. That's, of course, a great idea. Oh, wait, there are 8 relics on this version of the map? That's kind of weird. Why would there be an even number of relics on a land map like this? A Hope is actually really far behind in the res destroyed. I mean, there's only 21 Cav Archers. Is he screwing this up, guys? He's literally ahead in resources. Okay, he needs to back the heck up and start making more, but he has no gold. Was Silk Armor? Yeah, but like, Tatars have been in the game for 6 years. I mean, the gold collected is basically even, and clearly Blue has lost a lot more of it. Yeah, now we're getting to that low gold scenario. There's Late-Tick Legacy coming in as well. Better trash? Hard to say. Pure trash probably still goes to Poles, but Tatars are going to be having a much easier job of keeping their tanky units alive. But I really don't like the lack of Silk Armor. Because it's also one more melee armor, remember. It's really nice. But it really seems like the macro is also better here for Turs. Yeah, he has 30 more units trained. And Blue's just out of gold. Green's been taking side resources, remember. Huh. More siege rams coming in. Yeah, guys. He never broke out of this side of the map at all. Yeah, I think Pulse.exe is absolutely kicked in. Yeah, people are going to be reminded how just unfun of a Civ Pulls are to play against. Not that Turs is even ahead in eco, it's just, Olb and Cussars are a pretty cracked unit. Even with only 4 Pierce armor. What a weird game. I didn't understand the CA opening, but then I had understood Hope's fighting even less and his lack of trying to break out to the edge of the map. No, he never got silk armor. Which is kind of a big deal. But honestly, it seems like Turris just has the better late game macro. Even Pulse aside, I think if they swap their civs, I still think Turris probably wins this. Which does mean we're going to a game number 3. Quite a lot of games where people just count at home till an enemy civ was with no golden had worse trash late game. I've seen a couple games like that, to be honest. That was really strange. So many camels that died. And blue never really able to recover. Given the civ. But where there's a Poles, there's a way. Or something like that. And Turs ties up the series. And the other map is going to be Acclivity, which is Hope's home map, so Gurjaras or Lithuanians are both going to be fine, and this is definitely going to be Romans here for Hope. And they have already started. Perfect. Oh, Yo versus DauT's going on for sudden disaster. I guess there's just already so many people casting it. Alright, guys, game number 3, it will be Hope. Still, I guess they're both one game away from winning. It's only best of 3. Hope can be the blue Romans to the northwest, and to the southeast in the green as the Gurjaras, it will be Mr. Hamsters. Alrighty. This feels like it could be a very good matchup for the Romans. As they're such a strong aggressive civ, and Gurjaras still probably prefer it if there aren't any men-at-arms on the field. That said, the forage bushes are at the back here, and you do have a much stronger early game overall. And you're so freaking good in the scout war with the camel scouts that are now very strong. And look at those ibex, they're trapped! Beetle camels, I've seen it a couple times, and they looked really freaking good. They train so fast, man. They train faster than frickin' Scout Cav. Hey, I'm getting coffee.
What's up? It's your boy Ornlu.
Alright. Anything thrilling happening? Doesn't look like it. So pushing in the Ibex, you got 8 geese in the mill. His players are still not killing the boar with the TC fire. Guitars can still get a very strong uptime. Hope is making a very early barracks before a mill. This could be for a drush, could be for a quick men-at-arms rush, and I think that might even be the case. And I'm sure Turs will be happy about having a back forage bush because of that. This is also very, very easy to wall. Holy cow, this is an easy to wall base for Hope. Much more difficult here for Turs. Forests are further apart by a significant margin. Alright, Feudal Age is on the way, and I'm sure the men-at-arm, or militia, production will start momentarily, and indeed it does. You can see that Romans are still ahead in terms of eco compared to Gurjaras.
Namaste.
It's a good thing that Gurjaras don't have an eco bonus that only exists in the early game, whereas Romans have an eco bonus throughout the entire game.
Impera.
Okay, third militia coming out. Scout is already here forward, but look at this early walling from Turs.
Namaste.
He's getting the forage bushes quite well protected. You can keep goats in the middle the entire game. That, you know what? That is technically correct. The best kind of correct, as Turs ostensibly are figuring out that it is going to be men-at-arms, although I don't think he's actually scouted it. That is no big deal. He's going to be going for the archers, I guess, as soon as he can afford it, which he can't right now, which is a little bit awkward. as you have both double bit axe and men-at-arms incoming. I don't think you can just wait to get double bit axe here, even as Turs. I think he really does need to rush up that archery range as soon as possible. And that is what he's doing. Double bit axe can come in just a hair later. It's not the end of the world. Oh, that feels on the wrong side of town. Good quick wall there, though. Impera. Alright, archery range is in. And that is not the case yet here for Hope, who is content to start adding in farms and getting himself walled up behind this. Hello, Hassan. All the fun civs. Poles, Gurjaras. What was game number 1? Bengalis? Yeah. Civ in response. I don't know which is more annoying to me, Gurjaras or Romans. Oh, cage match! We'll lose a Vil, but the Camel Scout's at least gonna go down.
Impera.
Archer production is on its way.
Deus.
Farming, even with a horse collar now, is nice for Turs. Turs, that was my thought.
Prontus.
Very good aggression. Actually, still have a lot of food underneath the TC here. Still like 200 food. Yeah, but even Chakrams against Roman infantry, right? Because the legionaries have 6 melee armor, don't they? 2 melee armor plus 4 from the 2 blacksmith upgrades. So you still only deal 1 damage, right? With the Chakrams? Yeah. So Gurjara's free? Dynasties of India is literally part of the game right now, so it's for free.
Deus.
They made Lords of the West, Dawn of the Dukes, and Dynasties of India all free. This card sounds like Truvamp should kill them. We've learned that one the hard way. Oh, not da bear. Romans, yes, you still have gunpowder as an option as Gurjaras for sure. But other than getting that 1 kill as Turs onto Hope's eco, things are still progressing along just fine. And in fact, Turs is even slightly ahead here in resources, so nice eco management from him. Getting the horse collar upgrade is also a nice boost. Yeah, these men-at-arms, I mean, they've only dealt around 800 damage in total, and most of that's just been smacking against buildings. The spearman comes in and even gets the kill. The man of the spear.
Prontus.
Who has the better skirms? That's a great question. So I would have to go with Gurjaras here, because Romans miss Bracer. And also Thumb Ring, technically, but that's not really a big of a deal. But missing Bracer is obviously not great. Now, Gurjaras the miss Ring Archer armor, so you could say that kind of balances out, since I'd say that Bracer and Ring Archer armor are about equally important for skirmishers. That said, Gurjaras get Kshatriyas, so they get a 25% food discount on their skirmishers, so that even if they're a little bit worse, you have that nice food discount to spam skirmishers with better in the late game. So we really got to give it to Gurjaras. That's true. Romans have the better mid-game eco, and really it's all about mid-game skirmishers. So it's a tough one, guys. Anyway, Turs is on his way up to Castle Age, getting a stable here at the back. But this is where not having knights is really awkward for Gurjaras. No, I might not like Gurjaras as a civ, but at least they're also a very difficult civ to play, right? Yeah, they made it a while ago so that you got the first 3 DLCs of DE for free, and they just increased the price of the game, which I think is a smart move. You don't want to give people too many DLCs to buy. And it's a way that you can keep the price of the game a little bit higher because you're literally giving them more content. Gotta be careful there. So you don't have to drop the price of the game over time. Honestly, it was a pretty smart business decision. Anyway, camel scouts are coming. Just like, look at those guys fly out of the stable. They are just wrangling a camel out in the desert and then just saying, hey, dude off the street, take a scimitar. Go get him, champ. That's literally what's happening here as the men-at-arms are breaching the gold mine. Crossbowman upgrade coming in, but this is still kind of tricky here for Turs. Metacastlage, yeah, but you know the whole point of Hope's spot is that he invested into a lot of extra men-at-arms and skirmishers to apply pressure, which is fine. Because right now he is making things very tricky for his opponent, but backing up is something I'm not sure you're allowed to do right now. Still no Bodkin, remember. And the camels, I guess, are good enough against the men-at-arms. You don't have, again, everybody has the Dynasties of India DLC right now. At least everyone who owns DE. But back in the day, yes, you could play the Prithviraj campaign even if you didn't own the DLC. They're not going to take content that people had access to and then lock it. That would make people very, very unhappy. Anyway, Hope is still taking efficient fights. He's still going to click up to Castle Age, and honestly, I don't hate at all how Hope has been playing this with that infantry plus skirm combo that I feel like everyone tried right after the big infantry buffs, and then they had success with it, and then they just stopped playing it for some reason. Yeah, Hope's up right now. He's still got the men-at-arms to apply pressure. If you're saying longswords and boom, I actually think it's the best play. I think it's the best play actually by a significant margin. Like, what are you gonna do? Your Jars hate dealing with infantry until they have chakrams out, or hand cannons, neither of which is something that Turs has immediate access to. And you know what, guys? This is the man who tried to full wall Acropolis. I think we need to give Hope some credit here for his ingenious strategerying. Never forget the walls of Hope, guys. Still, third TC coming in for Turs, and he is just trying to hang in there as best he can.
Agya. Namaste.
Namaste.
Umble walls? What are umble walls? Forging's in. I mean, look at this, guys! Aetius and the Roman army has come! And blue still doesn't work for Romans for me. It has to be either red or purple. Blue is reserved only for Byzantines.
Agya.
The market first? I mean, why not? Castle Age is in. 16 men-at-arms. Longsword's been coming in, guys. Uh-oh. Hope could be eliminating. Each workshop's going to be tried to rush up. Bodkin coming in here as well. And I mean, even without arson, you get, what, 3 bonus damage? Yeah, 3 bonus damage against buildings. You don't have arson as Romans. Something I didn't understand at first, but after seeing how things have panned out, yes, it's a very good idea. Monk, I mean, still, these units don't represent a lot of individual value to convert. Now that Bodkin's in, you're actually able to match the rate. Oh, no, sorry, you did get Bodkin for Turs. The closest to Carthage? That's a great question. Probably Saracens. Thematically, at the very least, they would be the closest. Berbers, topographically, Saracens, I think, in terms of like what a Carthaginian AoE 2 civ would look like. Anyway, hers isn't dead yet. Skirm and Squires are both coming in. The Numidians? Were they even in the AoE2 time frame? I thought they were basically just absorbed by the Amazigh Berbers. Well, Viper signed up this week. And we have some other good players. MBL signed up, but then canceled. Because elephants? No, the Carthaginians were more than just elephants. Although, yes, they did make use of war elephants for sure. Not just with Hannibal and the Alps and all that. Still, no +2 defense in yet for the super tanky armor. Game's time frame. But to my mind, does a civilization's core exist completely within the AoE2 time frame? Like, the reason Romans don't make sense isn't because there was no overlap between the Roman Empire and what we would consider the AoE2 time frame, but that the core of the Roman civilization, oh my goodness, that could be a really good fight for Hope, was well before the AoE2 time frame. Alright. Chainmail armor is now coming in. Oh, okay-ish Mangonel hit. That mask, yeah, the Phoenician mask is pretty creepy in Return of Rome. Yes, it's World Siege Workshop, but a camel has discovered it. Ballistics is in as well. Paris isn't giving up yet. Oh, that was a beautiful hit. Oh my goodness! Well, Mangonel does go down, but you're running out of dudes real fast here as Hope. Uh-oh. No, the Turks literally represent the Western Turkomans, which is both the Ottomans and the Seljuks, and they have bonuses to reflect that. The Lombardy Iron Crown. No. I've only been to Florence and Rome in Italy. So, unless it was in one of the Italian museums I went to in the long, long ago time, when I was in high school. Alright, Mangonel's out here as well, but Hope has lost a lot of units. Now, he is adding in his own third TC, and he is still way ahead of Nico. So I guess it's okay, but Turris took some good fights here. Still, like, you're running in a lot of long swordsmen to their untimely demise here. And yet, more units still streaming forward. But the KD is in favor of Turs, for sure. Although he's slightly behind in terms of resources. Yeah, the value destroyed is still in favor of Hope. But he's also destroyed buildings, so it's a little, little rough. Florence, Rome, Venice. I love Florence. I've never been to Venice. I liked Rome, but I liked Florence the best. It did not smell when I was there. Yeah, Florence was awesome. People are a lot friendlier in Florence than in Paris or Rome, in my experience. Oh. Well, Turs has the army lead now, guys. He's at least even in villager numbers, so if he can get everyone to work, his eco should be okay, although the eco upgrades are also better here for Hope. Friendlier than... Okay, that's a low bar. But I did find the people in Florence friendlier than the people in Rome. But again, that could just be my experience. I only spent 2 days in each city. Midsummer? Well, I was there in March, so it was still pretty cool. San Gimignano?
Salve.
2024? Man, I was there in, what, 2013? Alright, more swordsmen, more skirms. Up. Ooh, that's pretty good, but that last volley does get the kill. Longswordsman's still trying to disrupt the eco, and they are doing a good job of it. Oh, well, I never played Assassin's Creed, and I was only in Florence itself. Like I said, we're only there 2 days.
Tibi Servio. Salve.
And I was in high school, right? So we were actually given a lot of freedom to wander around the city. And that's when we went to the West Bank. The West Bank. Yeah, guys, we literally went to the West Bank. Went to Hebron. No, like the west side of the Arno. And there, it was really nice. It was like way away from the touristy stuff.
Agya.
All right, defensive castle is on its way, and Chakrams could be a very helpful unit here. At the same time, I mean, honestly, I love how Hope is just continuing this pressure. It was a long walk, but literally we had like 6-7 hours that we got to spend to ourselves, and we got to get our own dinners, and I had literally the best Italian meal of my life. That wasn't made by my father. That's where I had my Piposo, which is why I've recreated it myself. Oh yeah, that Eco KD's rough. Still continuing the pressure. I mean, these Chakrams are going to need to get an obviously obscene amount of value. The Eco is humming at home here for Hope. He is willing to throw units in what are technically inefficient trades just so that he can take his opponent's eco efficiency down with him and prevent him from ever massing up the number of units he needs. Yep.
Salve.
Russia 2020 zone. Yeah, but unlike Russia 2020's, Hope has a great eco behind this. What Return of Rome tournament?
Tibi Servio.
Could Hope make Scorpions? The thing with Scorpions here is that they don't really apply pressure in the same way that the Swordsmen and Skirms do. So what the Swordsmen and Skirms do is that they literally just run into the enemy base and just, again, keep fighting. Scorpions, you kind of want to mass up a little bit more. Oh, trade cart. Oh, I canceled the trade carts. How would I end the war? I don't think there is an easy way to end the war. In theory, it would probably just be to wait out Putin. As in, Putin being in power, but Putin could be in power for another 15 to 20 years. So, I don't know. Putin's not going to give up on Ukraine. Unless he's literally, you know, killed. Or dies naturally. And the Ukrainians are never going to agree to something that gives up what they consider their own basic territorial integrity.
Namaste.
Well, Imp is on its way, guys, and that could easily be the killer. You have a castle here on the high ground. So, Imperial Age, Legionary upgrade. Some trebuchets, of course. That should be enough to do in Turs. But a really, really well-played game from Hope, I gotta say. The other war? Which other war? There are so many. Yeah, Putin's younger than Trump.
Namaste.
He's just been in power for a very long time. He's also most likely in significantly better shape than Trump. The one in the Middle East? Oh, the one in Gaza? That would require the US to stop unilaterally supporting Israel in literally everything they do. So yeah, that's not happening. But yeah, there's one in Yemen going on. There's still some remnants of the war in Syria and northern Iraq going on. The Yemeni civil war?
Salve. Salve.
That is unfortunately a proxy war that is unlikely to end anytime soon. It's into a geostrategically useful location. Of course he's gonna go frickin' Cavalier. Why make me happy and you know, finish the game with Swordsman? Now we're just gonna go for frickin' Cavalier spam. That war is at least temporarily halted.
Prontus.
That one never got any media attention in America, which is really unfortunate. Not just because it's part of the world that I study. Happening in Cambodia? So, basically, there have been tensions over the Thai-Cambodian border for a very, very, very long time. And they kind of erupted into, was it 5 days of combat? You know, maybe a couple hundred people died, but they have agreed to a ceasefire.
Salve.
Yeah. Again, it's infuriating in America. We have to spend so much time on our news cycle talking about every stupid, idiotic, or unconstitutional thing Trump does that
Tibi Servio.
we miss all the other important things that are going on in the world that Americans have both the power to enact change about, and, you know, it would be beneficial for America to do so because Thailand is a close ally of the U.S. and Cambodia
Salve.
is a close ally of China these days. And so if you're really wanting to stop Chinese influence spreading, that would probably be a good way to... probably be a good thing to try and maybe pay a little bit more attention to. Same thing with Myanmar,
Agya.
Prontus. Salve.
which is still also actively in a civil war. Anyway, +4 defense going to come in here in just a second. Yes, Turs is on his way up, but he doesn't have the gold income to actually go for camels here, which is obviously kind of a disaster. Nobel Prize? Yeah, seriously.
Salve.
Anyway, GG, well played from Turs. Great fight, but look at that difference in eco efficiency. 16% in favor of Hope. Really, really kept the gas up when it came to the pressure. Just, again, look at this. Difference in castle age time. What was that? Almost 5 minutes slower to castle age? Very, very well done. Right, so Hope gets the W there. Looks like Yo is wrecking here. Why on earth is DauT playing Wei on Sudden Death Arena? Oh, so it has. Okay, we'll jump into it right away. Let me update the stream titles. All right, I thought I heard Jurchin sounds. Alrighty. So, Shrubland. I don't remember this map being in the map pool. We haven't seen it yet, I think, but here we are. The Red Bull map has a lot of forage bushes on it. We got ourselves a 3 Kingdoms Civ matchup with DauT here for Prisma to the south. And to the north. Look at this for Jordan, man. He is just chilling. Is this one of the best single lumber camps of all time? Maybe.
准备就绪。
No idea what makes Urchins especially good here. Wei are gonna have a pretty sizable eco advantage. Yeah. Thanks. Still, the scout advantage is gonna be there for the Urchins. And militarily, I mean, this game can go late. I mean, the map pretty often goes late. At least it did in Red Bull. I don't know if it's different in non-Empire Wars. It's a lot of food on the map. Wei should die, like, really horribly to Jurchins in late game. Only fighting terrorists? Yeah.
何种命令？
什么？准备就绪。
But so long as America continues to give them the green light, like, what incentive do they have to stop it? Okay, I'm not too sold on that farm, personally. He builds, like, a mill right there.
什么？
At all? I thought I was literally the only one who didn't follow Red Bull that closely, but I guess it would just be my viewers as well, since I don't follow Red Bull, and if people mostly just watch me, then I guess they don't follow it as well. Come here? No, he's just really making sure he doesn't get rid of the straggler trees, which is a little odd, but there is method to the madness, I suppose. Also, why does this map have to have rocky terrain? Why does literally every map have to have rocky terrain? The last one, yes, I did. This might have been in the one before it, though. No extra eco upgrades yet. On this map? That does sound familiar now that you mention it.
什么？准备就绪。
Last year? Oh, okay, that's fair.
什么？
So no other eco upgrade. Okay, there's wheelbarrow. Certainly want to get that one in feudal age if you can, as the way. Rather, as da way. Because I know. It's annoying.
什么？
Not even annoying. That feels like it doesn't do justice to all the people who are suffering.
何种命令？
It's tragic.
准备就绪。何种命令？什么？准备就绪。
准备就绪。
Anything it wants at this point? There are a lot of reasons.
什么？准备就绪。
It's useful for America to have a very close ally in the region. And especially for, like, very religiously conservative Americans, that's something about Israel being in the hands of the Jews during the apocalypse or something. So the, again, right-wing Americans were, like, really focused on keeping Israel in the hands of a Jewish government.
准备就绪。什么？
And also that, remember that the U.S. is home to the largest number of Jews outside of Israel in the world by a lot.
何种命令？准备。
But again, I don't like to think about it in terms of
什么？
religion because in so many ways it's not. Rapture, yep, it sure is. We're silver mines? Yes, we build our castles out of silver. That sounds expensive. Well, a little bit of a better fight there for Jordan. Now Prisma's the one whose army numbers are actually dropping a little bit. Those Jurchen scouts are quite strong. I mean, the ego is really nice here for Prisma, but he needs to make sure he doesn't die, which is helpful. Make the watchtowers out of bronze? Sure, why not? Bloodlines is in for Prisma. This will be an interesting match, by the way. I don't know who I even favor, because it's so hard to tell what shape Jordan's in these days. Still, 4 spearmen here for Jordan. He just keeps on making units and sending them across the map. I feel like this could be really tough for Prisma to not die to. A watchtower feels like a must, if nothing else. Even the infantry armor upgrade coming in here for Jordan. nearly as bad.
何种命令？什么？
Hell no. Would an Iranian heavily influenced Yemen be really better? Who can say, man?
何种命令？什么？
All right, Castle Age is coming in.
被就绪。
And it's only going to be a hair behind here for Jordan. Gonna try and snag those reinforcements. For free? Not legally. A tower person for defense? I'm in favor of whatever.
什么？
There isn't really actually a unit archetype or, you know, strategic archetype that I necessarily gravitate towards, except that I generally prefer late game play. And I'm not very good at micro, which is why I prefer late game play.
何种命令？什么？
Oh, that's right, he did do the stand ground patrol on this map. I remember now. Yes, 2 stables for Prisma, but he is defending. He's got a 7 villager lead right now. That is not at all insignificant with equal eco upgrades. Yeah, that was a very weird one. And Jordan is now on the run. A lot of spearmen are out of position, and Prisma's kind of playing Jordan like a fiddle, guys. Remember, Jordan scouts are far worse upgraded, as in they have no upgrades.
何种命令？
Guys, this is actually just insane for Prisma. What the heck? I can just go for some Haguang. Okay, Jordan's gonna go for Jurchen Cav Archers. This whole time, Prisma's been very active with his scouts. Gets 1 poke in there. These quick balls are going to need to happen again, but there aren't any villagers nearby. Jowden! Oh, jeez. Husbandry is coming in for blue, which is nice, but Prisma is just kind of slapping Jordan around. What the heck? I mean, this wasn't anything fancy. It's just Prisma having significantly better defenses and army movement. Got a good Castle Age time, didn't overinvest into anything. It's kind of your bread and butter AoE 2 skills, the sorts of things that we typically associate Jordan with doing better than almost everybody. Yeah, that's like super GG, in fact. Holy cow. That was very one-sided. Like, look at that, it's just good fights. Castle Age came in, and all the units died. Jordan was caught out of position several times. Eco for Wei, obviously very advantageous. Huh. Well, that was unexpected. Wow, are we getting close to more viewers on YouTube than on Twitch? That's pretty wild. He won the Arena Way game? Oh my goodness. Is that a good or a bad thing? Well, I don't typically associate Way as being a very good arena civ. Good or a bad thing? Oh, on YouTube versus Twitch? Well, considering that my viewership is overall quite low, very bad. Oh, okay. I mean, it's good to have at least better than usual YouTube viewership, but that's not the numbers that pay the bills. But we press onward.
Ano?
So, Jordan going to be in the blue as the Bohemians to the southwest here of African Clearing. And to the northeast in the yellow as the Gurjaras, it will be Prisma. Okay. On view botting? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. So, we haven't typically seen the fast castle play be especially successful. At least not recently. Though, it seems like the feudal civs tend to do a little bit better. And that is going to be heavily favoring Gurjaras, who still have a very solid start. Camel Scouts can be very good.
Žádáš. Jsem připraven. Ano?
Seems fine to me. That said, if Castle Age comes in, Bohemian pikemen, monks, maybe Hussite wagons, that's not something Gurjaras really like dealing with. Your second account's at a meltdown? Yeah, that checks out. Wavy less years than usual? Oh no.
Ano? Jsem připraven. Žádáš.
I don't know. Is it? That's definitely not normal, no. But I don't know what the overall trend for AoE viewership is, right? Isn't August usually a really down month for overall viewership? In general, July and August are the worst months. I think September and January are like the best months or something like that. I don't know.
Ano.
Lumber camp coming in. Jordan is quite close to the edge of the map. Where is yellow going to be dropping the LC? I mean, it would be kind of far away from him, so I might just lumber camp the Baobab Forest here. At least they have 200 wood on them. Get around 2,000 wood here. It's still not much. Like, 20 trees is a very small forest, but it can keep you going at least in the early game. Going to pick up a rhino. And yeah, I guess we'll just have to see if Jordan can successfully fast castle. If he doesn't go for a fast castle, I have no idea why you're playing Bohemians on that. Bohemians are not a very good feudal age civ. That said, the rush distance is fairly far, and Prisma is actually committing a villager to seeing maybe where his opponent is, or maybe it's just because he didn't have any goats to scout around with. Whereas Jordan, I think, did have some goats. Yeah, he's got several goats able to run around all over the place, so a bit of an unfortunate start for Prisma.
Ano?
Zdaš Bůh.
Got the 2 on wood only right there. Prisma still hasn't collected any wood so far. And I guess as Gurjaras as well, you want to be able to get the goats in the mill. Probably why he didn't scout around as much with the goats, but how worth it is it to have 1 extra villager on food if you have 1 fewer villager on food because he's running around trying to find goats? You know? Like, how valuable is that, really? In 2021? Well, again, considering that was COVID and that was an anomaly, that's honestly not at all bad. Are you talking about viewer numbers or player numbers?
Agya. Tayar.
And Twitch in August? Ah, interesting. Yeah, it's I don't know. Feels kind of weird in AoE these days.
Daš Bůh. Jsem připraven.
Agna.
Namaste.
Anyway, another house coming in. I mean, Prisma does need a lumber camp before he can click up to Castle Age. Well, Feudal Age. I know my ages, I promise.
હું તૈયાર છું.
Or maybe he goes for a dock. It is technically possible. Still, all of this villager time spent running around is going to be better for Jordan's eco. As in, Jordan is not doing that, and Prisma is. School, I mean, people are going back to school all over the world.
હું તૈયાર છું.
Which is usually a good thing for viewer numbers because it means that people aren't having fun in the sun and then not watching Twitch. Which is why July and August are usually down months.
હું તૈયાર છું. Agna. Namaste.
Namaste.
Okay, there's the lumber camp coming in, but Jordan's actually the first one to click up to Feudal Age, interestingly. Huh. I guess this... I mean, he's on stone, right? So this still is probably for some sort of super quick castle time.
Huh.
Yeah, the reason they do September is because September was the most viewed, is usually the most viewed month on Twitch. But again, AoE, I have no idea how the whole relative streaming economy works on for AoE compared to other games, but I have a very hard time understanding it.
Namaste.
Yeah, Prisma's going FC. Like, Jordan is going FC
Žádáš.
with some super janky builds. Prisma's definitely going FC. UK4? Well, yeah, I mean, again, 2021 was COVID. Good old Corvid-19.
Tayar.
Wrath of the Ravens. Your options? I have no idea. I mean, Jordan's doing something janky here. This is a really fast castle time. I guess indeed would be FC, Light Cav, or Shurvamshas. To deal with monks or something. AoE 2, yeah, pretty much. Video games in general all did extremely well with everyone cooped up inside. Okay, so it's Blacksmith Stable. He's going to be slower than Jordan, but not by a huge margin. And maybe the scouts that are going to be made on the way up to Castle Age will be sufficient in driving Jordan to at least build a castle at home. What time? A little past noon. 12:11 p.m.
Huh.
Alrighty. Even a consideration? I mean, if Prisma was going FC then and didn't have any units, then yeah, it would be. This far apart. Have you never watched CL/Happy Happy play? Come on, what kind of coward are you? Jordan knows. He knows, man. Oh my goodness, this is the worst possible. No way. Oh, he found it. He found it.
Daš Bůh.
He found it.
Radash?
Like I said, the scouts in theory should be able to prevent the forward castle, but Jordan's just going YOLO here anyway.
Co žádáš?
He's ever had? Well, it's a matter of everyone's getting better, right? People are really putting in the hours, and I don't know if Jordan is still doing that. Time to let it go. It wasn't 7 years ago, man.
તૈયાર છું.
Those tournaments were like, what? Last year? Year before? I've only been casting for like 2-3 years, right? Oh my god. Oh, jeez.
Daš Bůh.
Oh no. Guys, why is this such a sad series? Isn't Jordan back to AoE full time? Oh hey, even Travamchas are now on the way. I mean, like, perfect reaction here. This is actually where a tower would be effective, though, because there aren't enough villagers here to actually build it. Like, Jordan's efforts here as a full-time player feels like my efforts as a full-time streamer. But Jordan's always been very popular. Well, guys, that was not a great series. I'll be honest, guys, that wasn't great. Oh boy. When you're sleeping, that's fair. All right. Wait, DauT picked the wrong Civ? Now he's Shu instead of Wei. Hating on Jordan? I just think that was an unfortunate game at best. Or unfortunate series. Alright, so I guess Kingstone versus Syscon is next, but I don't know if that is Rex or live. Oh, what now? Freaking Robo updated it. Staring at his screen. But Jordan's always very personable at events, right? So, like, Jordan got a ton of exposure from being part of Tyrant and about, you know, just sort of being associated with Viper and DauT. Alright, guys, this is sudden disaster, but it is game 3, so this is DauT's tournament life on the line. The funnel! And I think there's a little bit of downtime. So it'll probably just be on super speed here. Spike's Family? No, but it is on my list of animes to watch. Yeah, DauT's just pushing in the hairs. I hear it's good, though. Wait, what's DauT doing? Even on Arena? Yeah. German play? Well, I mean, people are always going to be happy to see, you know, German speakers going to be happy to see German players. Anyway, Yo's going for the big monk rush, and to be fair, DauT is doing a very good job of denying that. Yo's lost 2 vills. Wow. It's kind of a huge fail from Yo. Yep. They accidentally made everything pushable. Oh, DauT was going for the siege tower. Isn't Yo... Oh my god, I was gonna say, isn't Yo super dead? Oh my god. Come on. Yo has the conversion on the siege workshop. Okay, now Yo's gotten cleaned up again. Okay, this is such a weird one. Anyway, DauT should be fine. Yo's gonna come in with a castle here. It's that was a terrible fight for DauT. What the heck? Guys, why is this game a game? Someone want to explain this to me? Castle number 2 coming in, but DauT's about to be an imp, but he hasn't gathered any stone. He doesn't need that, though, for traction traps, but the traction traps can still easily get sniped by a Rambai and whatnot. But I guess the Arbs are going to come in and do a lot. So I guess DauT's fine? I'm, like, kind of sure DauT's fine. You guys have no idea how probably okay DauT is. Yo has some decent upgrades here on the Arambai, but DauT ostensibly has full upgrades. Yeah, fully upgraded Arbs. And this is where the traction traps are going to come into play. Well, that was a game. Literally one of the games of all time. Again, I can't play the clown music anymore because of copyright issues. Really sad. Okay, so I still don't see anything for Midweek Madness, so I think we'll just keep casting DauT and Yo. Goodbye, Hassan. Thank you for watching. Wait, wasn't there another set? Am I insane? Isn't there Kingstone Syscon? Mongols get their pastures aren't one-to-one farm replacements. They're not aesthetic replacements, so you need to they're literally an eco bonus, so you can't just give Mongols pastures. Pastures, again, pastures are a huge eco bonus. You can't just give them to a civilization. It's like you're just giving an existing civilization a top 10 eco bonus. Is the intent from a Bloomberg with... Oh, rip. Hello, chicken saturation. So is the chicken saturated throughout the entire tandoori? Is that how that works? And give to other civs, but then you're nerfing ketons. It's literally a video game. Flavor, yeah. I think people get too caught up on the flavor stuff in the AoE too. It's still just a video game. Yeah, but again, pastures are inherently faster than our... Wait, hold on, let me ask about... what about the last set? Happening in a few hours. Alright, I guess we can update this here. I have no idea what round this is. I think this is the round of 32, right? And it's yo DauT. And we can swap over. That. I'm a pet
A.
because it's only one civ, and that's because it's part of a new expansion. Yeah, but that's a lot of very complicated changes that are made it to the game. Like, think about how broken pastures were at launch. Messing around with something that, like, farm rates is not something that can be lightly done. Yeah, they're just laming and counter-laming each other, nothing too crazy. I feel like you guys are missing the, I don't know, what is it? Missing the flowers for the weeds or something like that?
A. என்ன கட்டளை? A.
Trees for the forest. Thank you. Thank you. I knew there was something botanical happening. Test anything they do? Well, I think it's just all that stuff takes a very long time and a lot of manpower to do.
சரி.
So, in an ideal world, yes, of course we give Mongols pastures, we give humans pastures, and then Ketons have, I guess, faster working pasturers as a civ bonus, but that's just not how that works right now. And because it's so finicky to work with, it's way better to not update those things until they for sure have them right. Otherwise, we get Mongols with a top-tier farming bonus, and that's not what we want. And I'm a guy who loves playing Mongols. Oh, wait, he's coming in with another lame. I don't know about this one, guys. I don't know at all. Oh, wait, DauT's gonna lose the scout. Uh-oh. Oh. The forage bushes force him to turn slightly. Scout's safe, yeah. Yo realizes it. He's not getting too greedy. Oh my god. Well, DauT is just down a boar. Why DauT's playing Dravidians, I have no idea.
சரி.
Georgians feel like a significantly better civilization here. I guess not significantly, but I still just like Georgians more on open maps. You have way more options. Yeah, Yo did lose a bill, actually, now that you point that out. I did not notice.
நான் தயார்.
Introducing pasteurization. Oh my. And with Loom also being in for Yo and not in for DauT, that's essentially 2 bills ahead right now, which is gigantic.
சரி. A. என்ன கட்டளை?
For the Mongols campaign, you could easily do that. And it begs the question, why don't we have that? And instead we have, freaking Chronicles.
A. என்ன கட்டளை?
I mean, again, like, back in Age of Kings, having a Mongols campaign made a ton of sense for the Middle Ages. At the same time, based on the technology available back then, you could only really do, 6 scenario campaigns because that's all you could probably do design-wise and have the afford for all the voice lines for and the artwork for. I mean, it was just a completely different era. But a more modern Mongols campaign, I mean, like, there's 10,000 Mongol custom campaigns for a reason. There's a lot you can do to work with it. Ranking videos? Yeah, I was gonna do a unique unit tier list again. The achievements one did pretty well. Anyway, Men-at-Arms March coming in here for DauT, but Yo is full walled. Saxon Revolt. I keep on forgetting about Saxon Revolt. Best campaign heroes? I mean, none of the heroes in campaigns really matter all that much. I guess the best ones are the Three Kingdoms heroes, right? Because they're freaking OP. Anyway, Arson coming in here as well. It's going to be tough for Yo to defend. And so long as DauT just keeps his eco humming, the fact that he was doing better in villager count should be fine for him. Why is he going after a house and not, I don't know. Oh, it's a very AOK era custom scenario for sure. Epic lines. Well, the thing is, those are the sorts of videos that people will like seeing every once in a while, but if you spam them, they become really, really grating really quickly. Oh, nice snipe there from Yo. Okay, Feudal Age is in. I still am not entirely sure what Yo is doing at this point. Market at the back? I guess he's trying to make another layer of walls this way, but he's still kind of far away from Castle Age resources as he's out of food and doesn't have his access to his forage bushes. And now you're housed actually as Yo, which is really awkward. Oh, jeez. This is weird, man. Now Town Watch coming into... I guess you can sell your stone. At least this is a good secondary line of defense, but now DauT's just going to be getting nicely ahead in resources. Both players accruing some idle time. Yo, likely going to have to sell some food, or sell the stone, buy the food. Oh, actually defensive watchtower, which means you can't sell your stone. This feels ugly. It feels the opposite of me, so it feels ugly. Alignment chart? What does that mean? Joan is lawful good. It's not like the devs don't allow you to do it, it's just they've been doing other things. Other priorities. Alright. Another tower incoming. But that wall is gonna go down, and it's gonna go down fast. Still feels pretty bizarre for Yo. At the same time, DauT isn't especially close to Castle Age, as in he has 4 vills on food. Oh, DauT! He's gonna go for it, man. Oh, villagers actually screwing up the archer pathfinding there. That was really well done from Yo. Oh my god, what a bizarre game. And there's another dead vill for Yo. Make that another dead vill for Yo. What is he even going to do with Castle Age? He's not doing a very good job at all of popping his villagers into the tower. Then YouTube stuff? I've done several alignment charts as YouTube, or as Twitch waiting room stuff. What the heck is this game? I don't think that's the case whatsoever. Alright, a fortified church is coming in, but you've got like half the vills of your opponent, man. I mean, yeah, DauT's still kind of far away from Castle Age. What is this game? I mean, Yo clicked up on 24 vills. It wasn't his plan to go for so few vills. I guess you know what, guys? The 3 relics will help with the gold income. Yeah, DauT's gonna click up pretty soon. Knowing at least something about how AoE works behind the scenes, I am, again, quite confident that is not the case. Yeah, at least DauT can harass the monk that tries to gather from those relics, but yeah, as soon as DauT hits Gaslight, he's just gonna obliterate, yo. Insider info. I mean, I don't have that much insider info. I just I like know the thought process of how they create and design content for AoE 2. Super. That gives us very little insight in terms of actually what they design. It gives us zero input as to what they design. Change the title. Freaking God, you're so needy. All right, so let's see. Yo versus DauT, sudden disaster, round of 32, hosted by @JohnSlow_ and @EWestAOE. Oh yeah, let's see what they said. They're pathing? Oh yeah. Alright, is Yo dead yet, guys? I feel like Yo's pretty dead. I mean, fortified church rush, let's go, kids! I mean, Yo could be on 6 relics, guys, but the thing is, Yo doesn't really have any food or wood income, which feels like kind of the kicker right now. Remember, guys, Georgians don't have atonement. They have good monks, but they don't have atonement. Which means that DauT just gets atonement himself, because Dravidians do have atonement, and then what happens? Oh, snatch the pebble from my hand, Grasshopper. Well, it's 5 relics here for Yo. That's going to be at least a bit of an eco boost, but DauT already has a mangonel out. And the Siege Workshop's at home, so that mangonel's going to take forever to get there. Anyway, DauT's mining a ton of stone as well, so he knows that the castle drop really feels like Yo's only way to win the game, which it is. Devotion. That said, can Yo... I mean, Yo only has 4 forward villagers. It's not really that much. I guess 5 with one of the conversions. Yo's still dead, though, right, guys? I don't think he should have a chance here. Right? Right? I mean, Redemption's gonna be nice. And DauT doesn't have atonement. I mean, obviously, we'd need to research it. DauT's kind of focused on getting a defensive castle down. But the mangonels aren't really crossing the map very... Oh, there's only 1 mangonel anyway. Okay, so it looks like DauT's gonna be the one going for a forward castle. Yo sees that, though, with this handy-dandy outpost. Guys, no way DauT throws this game, right? Californication? I never saw it. One of those early 2000s coming-of-age movies, right? With lots of sexy California girls. Oh! Drop the bass. What? Can someone explain to me what the heck is going on? Oh, the cards don't shoot arrows. Oh, it's a song? I have no idea. I'm not very hip and happening with the kids. Oh, it is a show. Well, DauT, I don't think, can build a castle actually in range of the TC. And, like, obviously... Back. I don't think that's in range of the TC. Why is DauT throwing this so hard, guys? What? Yo even gets the way better mangonel trades. What? Oh my god, what a joke! DauT's only just now behind in bills. Well, that's it, guys. Yo wins the series. Sudden Dessaster has $10,000 prize pool. Oh my goodness. What the heck? 27 kills. Guys, doesn't DauT just drop a defensive castle and win the video game because he has a way better eco? That was just so needless. Like, look at this. DauT had a way larger army. He had a hilariously better eco. Huh. That's what I thought he would do. This is why DauT is watched. I don't know what Game 5 would have been. We were casting another set. I guess there's still Sudden Dessaster matches happening, right? Seriously, Hera has more viewers than T90 right now? Playing random ladder games? Then casting a tournament? What? How long he's been washed? Yeah. Viewbots? I don't even think he needs viewbots at all. But yeah, if there's another Sudden Dessaster set, which there is, I think I'll probably head off for the day. Because we're not getting anything out of this stream at this point, unfortunately for us. But I will be back tomorrow to finish up with the tournament thingy. Oh, there's also a Sudden Dessaster set at 7 a.m. my time, which I might try and get up and cast. But thanks for watching, everybody. Really appreciate it.